want to welcome everyone to another self-care awareness edition of Go with the Flow with Swalo. We have our lovely co-host, Miss Lisa Dunn, and today we have another Clubhouse family member, Mr. Bear. Bear has been around for 3 years that I've been on the Clubhouse, years on the Clubhouse streets. This year, we are just now moving forward in collaboration because we realize that we really have a lot more in common than we actually thought. So, time will only tell. Sometimes, God brings people into your life for that special occasion, and you just have to wait for the timing when God says, "Okay, I'm ready for you to move forward." And today, what I would like to talk about, what we would like to talk about, actually is loving yourself and knowing that you are enough. Understanding sometimes when you don't fit in, God is actually protecting you. You may not understand it, that He's protecting you from an environment, a certain type of spirit, a certain type of lifestyle, or whatever it may be. But just understanding that you are enough, and sometimes we do have to sit alone. Um, with that being said, I don't want to hold this anymore because, like I said, this is something that really needs to be discussed, as Bear was saying earlier when we first came in here. So with that being said, Bear, how are you doing? I want to introduce you, and I want you to let everyone know who you are, because you're very musically inclined, you're talented, you're very talented. So would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm Bear, and I've battled a lot of the same issues that all of us have, with addiction and with things of that nature. And I spent a lifetime living like I was a rock star when I was never a rock star.
Hmm.
uh, and that's but that comes with a lifestyle. And so yeah, I'm just here to help support any way I can and help illuminate the eyes of others, and do whatever I can to help. And I wear my heart on a sleeve, everything. And there's nothing I'm afraid to talk about. So yeah, I'm just here to support. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. All right.
All right, and then Miss Lisa. We know who Miss Lisa is, but for those who don't know who Miss Lisa is and where to find her book, Miss Lisa.
Yes, you can find my book on Amazon.com. It's called From Dope to Doctor, Dr. Lisa Dunn. It's just a journey. It's really some of the things that I dealt with when I was battling my addiction of crack cocaine. So, yes, it's me, and we just trying to bring awareness to the forefront.
And I thank both of you for your support. I mean, because without your support, without you being vulnerable and open, not like I said, none of this would happen. And thank you, God, for bringing us all together. So again, like I said, there was a school shooting yesterday, and what was it, Nashville? They said that the young man walked into the school, shot the young lady, and then supposedly shot himself. We were just talking about that because Miss Lisa, she's an educator, and she sees firsthand on how the behaviors, at home, it comes to school. So I don't know. I don't know how to even begin this, except it's confusing and it's hurtful not to feel love at home. And I'm speaking from my own experience because I grew up, and I was told that I was a mistake. I wasn't supposed to be born. I was told that I should have sued the hell out of these damn doctors because they lied to me because I had my tubes tied, clipped, and burnt. I had an IUD. I had all this stuff, and damn it, I still got pregnant with you, and I didn't want you. But you know what? I could, and this is what I try to tell people. I could have very much well been one of those students that walked into a school one day and said, "I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of not feeling loved at home. I'm tired of being verbally abused, because I was verbally abused my entire life. But God,
Right.
God, but God, I went out there, and don't get me wrong, I have a background. I do. I have a background because I was told I was supposed to be a certain way. You know, you're gonna be just like your daddy's side of the family. You're gonna be just like them. We don't have to be like them. We don't. We have a choice. We can look at them and say, do I want to be like that? Or do I want to choose to do something better?
You're talking about breaking generational curses right
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
And amen to that. I mean, I always tell my daughter, you know, you are not meant to be like me. The apple doesn't fall far, but you are not meant to go down the same roads that I've been down. And trust me, I'm gonna be the one holding a caution sign in front of every road saying, don't go down that way. That way's not good. And yeah, that's kind of what I preach to my daughter all the time. It's like, you know, this is your world you're living in. You make the best of it. And don't do that stupid stuff. Anyway, back to you.
No,
But
but
how?
seriously, you're right about that because is what you speak. If you speak life into your life constantly every day, hey, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do this today. Keep that focus, that positive and stuff in there. Keep saying what you're gonna do in your life and keep a focus on you can do it. But every time you wake up and you hear that you're not gonna be this and you're not gonna be that, you're gonna be just like your mama, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be like your dad. You keep saying that and hearing that. You keep playing it in your head every day, it's gonna be that way. But when you decide to change the focus, that's the whole point of everything that we do is we gotta change the focus and put our focus on God. And it's like we've been saying all week, all last week. We can't do it without a relationship with God. And you're gonna have to have a relationship with God to be able to overcome some most of the things in your life because family would put stuff in your head, people, friends, so-called friends or whatever. She gonna always be like that. I've seen that girl ever since she been growing up. She just like her mama. She gonna do the same thing. But if you keep listening to that and keep putting that into your spirit, of course it's gonna just sooner or later it's just gonna marinate in your head, and that's what you're gonna do. And see, that's what's wrong with these kids today. That's what's wrong with the young man that did what he did on yesterday. Somebody's been speaking that to him. Somebody's been telling him he ain't not gonna be nothing, never was nothing. Somebody's been telling him that in order for him to do that. Because if you don't think it don't happen. The Bible says, "So a man thinketh, so is he." So when you start thinking those things, then that's what starts this stuff to happen. Because it starts it starts at home again. Everything starts at home, and if it's at home broken, you can be sure it's gonna be broken when you it comes to you, when it comes down to you. And as he was saying, Bear was saying, we got to break generational curses. My mom and daddy was this way. My sister and brother was this way, but I don't have to be that way. And if you keep speaking it to yourself and believing it in your heart, then you can change some of the things you do. But if you just keep listening, my mama don't care about me, or my dad don't care about me, they let me do what I want to do, then that's what you're gonna do. That's why the prison cells are so big and full now with young people. It's not old people going to jail anymore, it's young people. 16, 15, 14, 13, 20-year olds. That's all you see doing stuff. It's because they won't break that curse in the family by saying, no, I'm not going to do it. Most of them want to do it because they feel like they cool or they bad or it's a gang stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we seeing stuff on TV, we getting stuff off of social media, and that's what we're acting on. We're reacting and not acting. That's what we're doing. We're just reacting on what everybody else is doing. But if we would really look and act the way we supposed to act, some of this stuff wouldn't even be happening.
There's a phrase out there that I often like to speak on is that
Mm-hmm.
E plus R equals O. That means event plus reaction equals outcome. E
Outcome.
plus R equals O.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're experiencing an event, your reaction is going to equal your outcome.
That's right.
And so we have to be discerning in our ways of reacting certain things like that. So anyway, that was a
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when you have to learn or know how to be comfortable in self. Because that's when people start saying, oh, you know what, you're weird, oh, you're different, because you're not trying to fit in. You know that, and that's why I say you have to understand exactly who you are, and you really have to learn to love yourself. Because if you really don't learn to love yourself, you'll constantly try to fit in with people in situations, and you'll be lost all of the time, not even understanding you don't even belong there.
Right, right.
But it's
And
the
it's okay. It's okay to be different,
but no, see
but
the
be
program
different in a good way.
but see the programming, because I'm again my own self experience. My programming said I'm going to be just like them. So I thought I had to be just like them. So what did I do? I went out there. I got to packing the guns. I started selling the drugs, because you know what? My pops was the first person that gave me my first pack of cocaine for me to go sell. And he wasn't even a drug dealer. He just bought it for his other women. So you know that's why I'm like, I had to do it better. I'm going to show them that I can do it better than them. And the whole time, not even understanding or realizing, because my mother wasn't supposed to have me, that I really had a purpose. God really had a purpose for me. My life has been full of purpose. I didn't understand it. So all of the teachings were to actually damage me. Everything that was taught to me was to hurt me. And that's really sad. And that's why I say I can relate. I can really relate to a lot of these hurt children, and that's why I do what I do, because I'm like, no, you don't have to live that. Just because they speak it over your life, love yourself enough to say, I'm better than what they are speaking into my life. Speak your own positivity. Speak your own life into your life. Speak your own love into your life. If no one else tells you anything else, you tell it to yourself. You go to God yourself and you say, God, I know you didn't bring me here for this misery. God, I know you didn't bring me here for these people, my family or my closest friends or whoever, to just bash me the way that they are. So what is my purpose? And once you get that relationship, and it's not about religion, it's not about being religious, because once you start trying to walk that fine narrow line that the religious or religion people want us to walk, that's when you fall off and you really don't know which direction to go. And that's why I
Right,
try to tell
right.
people, get your own relationship, and leave the other people out of it, so you can understand that regardless of the way you look, regardless of whatever addiction you went through, whether it was alcohol, whether it was drugs, whether it was porn, whether it was eating, whatever, he's going to use everything that we all go through, accept you for who you are, and know that whatever you are going through, it's not a mistake. It's not a
And,
mistake. So
and
if people tell you that it's a mistake, understand those words are a mistake. Go ahead, Miss Lisa.
even for those people who are not religious, because there's a lot of people that you might get on here that don't believe in God or whatever. Even for the people who don't. Now I know I do, but I'm just saying, even for the people who don't really believe in God, believe there's a higher power somewhere, but don't know where it is and who it is. For those people who don't believe in God, you have to think for yourself. Even if I don't believe in this Bible, if I'm a Muslim, if I'm a Jew, if I'm a whatever, just an atheist, even whatever you are, please, you have to understand you are the one who's got to live with the decisions that you make. And whether you make this one right today and this one wrong tomorrow, you're going to live with every consequence that you make. You're going to be the one that live with it. So for you, for those people who don't believe, you just have to look at it like this. What do I want for me? Not what nobody else wants for me. What do I want for me? Do I want to be 15 and be in jail because I want to carry a gun or sell dope, or because I want to treat this woman like a whore or whatever, or I want to do this, I want to do that, if I want to, whatever you want to do, if I want to be a millionaire, if I just want to play basketball, if I don't want to do, if I just want to be lazy and just stay on the streets and do nothing. I have to choose for myself what I want to do. But remember, when you make your choice, also remember that with your choice going to be your consequences. In which, if you make that bed, like they say, if you make the bed, be sure you're ready to lay in it. because you're the one making the choice, and you got your chance to make a choice at the, now kids are doing things at 7 and 8 years old. Back when we were coming up, we didn't have that mindset.
That's
All we
right.
wanted to do, was play outside and make snowmans and run up and down the street till the lights go off, chasing ladybugs and all these kind of things. But now kids are more advanced because of social media and TV and all this stuff. So they thinking different now. Their thoughts are different than ours. But even with that being said, at 7 and 8, they knowing things. They know more than what I did when I was 7 and 8. But because you know it now, it's your decision for you to make. I'm not gonna do what mama do. Mama do her thing, daddy do their thing. I'm talking me. We gotta get to a position where we gotta say, hey, this is my life. I gotta live it, and I better make the best choice because I only get one choice. And that's how we have to look at it. But
I,
like the little kid, hold on, like the little kid yesterday, he made that choice. And because he made that choice, after he did what he did, he thought about that choice, but it was too late to take it back. Too late to take it back, so he decided to take himself. We can't
you know
think like that. We got to have a different thought, and everything starts within the home. Our parents got to start doing better than
that
what they're
part.
doing.
That part. Everything's
Yeah,
in the home right there.
yeah, right there.
I,
That's
I
it.
I have to say, no, that's perfect because, um, yeah, everything does start within the home.
Yes.
I can remember the first time I found my first porn magazine. Where was it? It was in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it wasn't mine. It was my uncle's. And then, fast forward, like, I was with a girlfriend who was a porn addict and a meth addict, and and she got me onto meth, and she got me onto all these things that I shouldn't be taking and stuff like that. But I do agree. The biggest point right there that you just said is everything starts in the home.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your parents, your brothers, your siblings, whatever's going on in there is what you're getting addicted to. I remember the first time I watched a porn video, it was with my cousins, male cousins, and I was so confused about what the hell was going on because I didn't know anything about that, but I was exposed to it,
Exactly.
and then you start becoming more curious.
Right.
This is back in the '80s, late '80s.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't nowadays where I can just type on the phone and just access
Yeah.
just like directly. Like I don't even have to like ask for permission. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna look up some porn.
Yeah.
And that's the devil's work, man.
That's
It
it.
giving you access to all this stuff that like you shouldn't be looking at, especially as a married man or a married woman or what.
Yeah.
It's like, porn's a different kind of flavor for me because first off, I'm not attracted to it. Two, I think women should be respected. Um, better than that, a lot better than that.
Right. Right.
And it's like, you know what? Whatever love making you do in the bedroom is between you and your wife.
Exactly.
Um, and it's like, but all that stuff, man. I'm just like, it creeps me out. I'm like, do women actually do this stuff? And then it just, I don't know. I'm gonna digress.
I
And,
hear you.
and
I
I
hear
don't
you.
want to speak for women,
And
so
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
there you go.
but you know what? I'm gonna say this. We don't have that much that much longer. So I'm gonna say this again. I can relate to these children that are out doing this stuff because I had to learn how to drive when I was 8 years old. Um, both of my parents, functional, very functional. Both of them had good jobs. Um, but I had to learn how to drive when I was 8 because if I didn't learn how to drive, how were we going to make it home? Because they were drunk.
Mm.
Right.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I had to, and I have a sister that's 5 years older than I am. Um, but again, God placed me in this world on this earth for a reason.
Mm.
At an early age, I knew that I had a purpose. Driving at 8 First, I started driving my pops. He was the first one. Then at 9, I started driving my mother. She was the second. Like I said, being drunk. And they also taught me friends. Friends don't let friends drive drunk, but how does your friends let a 9-year-old get behind the steering wheel with your drunk friend in the passenger seat?
Is that drunk?
But I don't care if somebody's drunk. You just don't. That's something you don't do.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying that because they're drunk, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's it. That when you intoxicated, when you ain't you do things.
And they didn't
That's just
even
the way
know
it is.
if I could drive because I told them, I was like, I can drive her home. And they was like, what? I said, yeah, I could drive her home. They walked my mother to the passenger side of the car, got her in there. Well, my sister was in the back, and I was in the driver's side at 9 years old, and I drove them home. At the age of 11, I was driving from my hometown to Dallas. That's 76, 78 miles. At
Let me
11
ask you a question. What time was it?
Yeah, that was back in the 80s.
The reason I bring that up is because you have to know police officers' shifts, and they don't want to do like a bunch of paperwork if they're going to get off in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, see, no, it was back then, I guess the times were different. Like I said, back in the 80s, that was actually right before the seatbelt law came out.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it was that different then.
Yeah.
But you did it. I mean, like you say,
Yeah, but the
everything
thing
is
about
a
it,
reason behind it, but we never understand the reasons until we meet the Lord.
no, but a lot of people, if they look at my life and they was like, oh, Swalo, your life was so hard. Your life was so hard. I never looked at my life being hard. But now that when I look back at my life, I'm saying thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because you
of
made me
course.
understand that I was actually called for times like this to
Mhm.
make people understand what you're going through. It's okay. It's okay for you to go through it. It's okay not to be okay. And it's
It
also
is.
okay to tell people no. But what you're going through is going to be for a later time in your life. Just don't give up. You don't have to go around shooting anybody. You don't have to self-destruct. You don't have to hurt anybody. You don't have to do any of those things. Understand that we all are here for a purpose. We all are here for a reason. Get
And
there.
that's it.
Make sure
That's
you
it.
get to God or your higher power, whoever you're going to say, okay, you know what? I know I'm not making this happen, universe, whoever you want to say. But just get there in a peaceful way as possible without
Yeah.
without harming anyone else.
Because I even look at, I love watching the Tina Turner Ike movie. I mean, the way he did her and treated her and beat her and brought her to the lowest of lows, she found a way to get out of it, even though her higher power may not be the same power that I have, the same
Wait a
God
minute.
I believe in.
Wait a
She
minute.
took what she,
I love Tina Turner, and I need to know what movie you're talking about.
what's love got to do with it?
I got it. Okay, I'm writing
Yeah,
that.
and she took hers to, she was Buddhist, she believed in that. But
Yeah.
she took it to whatever she needed to take it to, and it got her out of what she was going through, whether she don't believe it or not, or whether she know, it was God, but her God was somebody else. But whatever it did, it took her to where she had to be and got her where she
I
needed to
gotta
be
watch.
and
I
with her
didn't know
help.
there was a movie about her.
Yeah.
I gotta
So
watch.
for me, I say I don't care what, like I say, whatever side you believe in, you just got to put it within yourself that, hey, I'm not going to be the next statistics. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this because my mom and daddy was this. Don't mean I have to be it. Because my
Okay.
sister and brother was this. Don't mean I have to do it. Because my friends are doing this. Same thing, drugs. Just because my friends do it, I don't have to do it. Just because they drink, I don't. I have plenty of friends that I hang with that don't drink or nothing. Don't smoke. Never did. You choose what you choose. But just know, whatever choice you make, there will be consequences with the choices you make. Whether they're good or bad, there are going to be consequences behind everything that we do that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we said, we are here for a reason. Some of us live this life and never find our reasons. But God has the plan. We just got to follow the plan. And for those who are us who are Christians, we know which way to go. For those of us that watch this show and all this and that don't believe in God, you got to find that space where you just got to keep constantly talking to yourself and reminding yourself, I'm here for a reason. I may not know what it is, but I ain't going to give up. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to find something to make me happy. Find that space that makes you happy and do what you do. But don't hurt nobody else just because you can't be happy. Leave everybody alone. Do your thing. Let everybody do their thing. But be happy doing what you do. You may not be a millionaire, but be happy being a zillionaire or whatever, Gagillionaire is what they said on TV. Be happy doing what you do.
Be happy you can pay rent every month.
Yes, be happy
be
wake up
happy that
every
you can
morning and get a chance to
provide
do
food
it
on the
again.
table. Be happy that you can feed your wife and your kids and
be
dogs and all that stuff. I mean, these are things that you should rejoice in.
Exactly.
Because not everybody can do that.
Exactly. But don't make nobody else miserable because you're miserable.
Yeah.
If you're miserable, be miserable by yourself. Find a way to be happy. Find something to make you happy. Get into something that's gonna make you happy. You're not happy stealing from nobody. You're not happy killing nobody. You're really not. It's because you're miserable. And when you're miserable, you do miserable things. And then you have 50 years to think about it. But it's too late. So find things that make you happy, whatever you're dealing with. Because there's a better way. There's a better way. And as Jay said yesterday, never give up. Just keep pushing. We have to. We got to keep on pushing. Because there is some light at the end of the tunnel. It really is. And I'm a living witness to it.
But I want to say this to Bear, because Bear has always said, Bear's blessed. He has life. He's up. He's walking around. He's overcame a lot of things. He's blessed. But the thing about it is, and what I love when he says, he was like, I don't go to church. So for people that feel that you have to go to church in order to be blessed, for people that feel you have to go and you have to choose religion, and I'm glad that we are talking about that because Bear is here. So Bear, would you tell people how blessed you are and you just have your relationship?
I think that the best way to describe it is to say that I have my relationship with God, and nobody else can really intervene with that. With that relationship. I think that I go to church in my heart. I go to church in my soul. I don't necessarily like going to church physically. Now that doesn't mean that I don't listen to some good gospel music or some good things or sermons of that nature. It just means that I choose to have my own relationship with God, just as like I respect you and Lisa's relationship with God, and that is just what I prefer. And I can't describe it any better than that, I guess. So it's just everybody has their own personal relationship with God, and I hope it serves you well.
Right.
That's the best I can say to that.
Yeah.
Now,
good.
I wanted you to say that because I hear so many people say, well, if you don't go to church, there's no way God's going to forgive you. You don't go to church, that means you're going to go to hell. And I'm like, no, that means that you're just right there in this little cocoon saying, I cannot come out. I cannot come out. But God is everywhere. Every religion has a God. I mean, I just need everybody to know that too.
No, yeah, and I think just to expound upon that is that we're all individual people, right? And we have our own individual relationships with God. I know I have my own, and you don't have to like it. You don't have to approve of it. I have my own relationship with God. And yes, I do. And if I ever feel like I'm losing that, I go straight to the Word.
That's it.
I go straight to the Word, and because that is the living testimony. And you know what? I love Bible studies. I love doing those things with other people. I love fellowship because we can talk about it versus me going to be in the pew where I'm just going to listen and like not have questions about it, because I love Bible study because I can have questions. I can discuss this with other people. It's like, what do you think they meant when they said this, that, the other? I like participating in Bible studies. It's much more functional for me than just going to church and listening to somebody preach at me. That's me, though.
Right. Right. That's good. That's good. Everybody has a relationship with God. It doesn't matter if you go to church or not. It's not the church, because you are the church. The thing about it is we just got to have a relationship with God, and we can't do nothing apart from God.
Amen.
It's just that
It's
simple.
about That's what it's about, having your own relationship. And that's, y'all, that's how we're going to get ready to end this. We're going to go ahead and say our final words, get ready to end this, but that's how we're going to end it. Know who you are and whose you are. Form your own spiritual relationship with, I don't know, whatever religion you want to be in or whatever, but just understand you are not making it happen. And for these people that want to go around and say, I am God, I'm God, you have to do what but no. Be careful with those people, because those people are not God. They are, and if they're saying they are God, apparently they are not even supposed to be delivering God's word, because they should know they are not God. So with that, Miss Lisa, you have any final words for us?
That's it. You don't have to go to church to know God. God, you are the church. Just have a relationship. All we got to do is just have a relationship with God, and He'll do the rest.
Absolutely. I want to say also on top of that, between the three people you're looking at in the screen right now, we have every reason to believe in God.
Right.
We have every reason to believe in our salvation. We have every reason to believe that we can come back from anything that we've been through. And I know every single one of us right now has our own separate stories.
That's right.
Just like we have our own separate relationships with God.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We're still here. We're still living. And we're still getting through what we have to get through. And to God be the glory in all things. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you.
But you know what? One of the best thing about God, because Bear, you have your own relationship. Lisa, you have your own relationship, and I have my own relationship. But look, with us having our own separate individual relationship, God still brought us all together for His glory. So with that being said, y'all understand the power of God, understand the power of prayers, because prayers actually truly do work. If you don't believe in it, start praying, and then just give God the time. So until we meet again on tomorrow, y'all stay blessed. And you know how I always say, love your life on purpose for your purpose. Now get out there and work your purpose.
All right. Amen. Y'all have a great day now.
Have a great one, y'all.
All right.